Hi there and welcome to MajorWood Studios. Today, me and my InnerGeek are going to be reviewing Glass. Okay, so before we get into it, let me just say that we are going to try and keep this spoiler free for any of you that haven't seen it yet. So Glass is the third film in its trilogy. The previous two were Unbreakable and Split. So if you haven't seen Unbreakable or Split, I highly recommend that you do, as they set the scene for this third picture. So Glass picks up 3 weeks after Split has ended. And it features David Dunn on the trail of the Horde. And that's pretty much where we are. You get dropped in right in the middle. And everything from there, I don't want to give away the plot too much. So we all progress from there. And I really enjoyed it. I think it stays true to the previous two, which is kind of like this big grandiose material, the sort of superhero genre, which is kind of saturating the market in the minute. And it takes that genre and it tells it in a nice little intimate story. Like with Unbreakable, it's the sort of family dynamic of David and his son and his wife, and they're sort of like a broken family and they're on the edge of divorce and everything. And I really like that. I really love how it plays out this nice intimate story with the backdrop of this massive sort of spectacle that has become superhero movies. There's no grand spectacle in any of these. Like I said, they are really intimate stories and sort of more or less set around one location, and I really like that. I think that the acting, especially from James McAvoy, is totally on point, just like in Split. The way that he has the different characterization for each of the personalities in his head, I just think is amazing. Voice work, props go out to him for that. It's amazing in itself. I think that Bruce Willis, the character David Dunn, was underused slightly, if I had to pick at anything. So as with Unbreakable, he's still the reluctant hero, and he kind of is really reluctant to the point where he doesn't really do that much until the end. Kind of a little bit at the beginning. But he's kind of missing in the middle for me, which I think is a bit of a shame. But at the same time, there is a lot of story to tell. I mean, the film's 2 hours long, just over, and it doesn't feel like you're in there for 2 hours. But I think it's because they've got so many different stories to tell. You've got the Mr. Glass character, you've got the Horde, you've got David Dunn, and you've got to sort of wrap all these characters together. And yeah, I think they did really well with that. I love the use of colour. I think they're really good because they kind of separate each of the three characters with their own sort of unique colour. So David Dunn has got sort of like an aquamarine, bluey green type colour, obviously for water. It's kind of like his weakness, isn't it? Then you've got Mr. Glass, who's got the purple colours, same as in Unbreakable. He's very purple orientated. And then you've got the Horde, who kind of got your yellows and your browns and your earthy colours. Or sort of like an autumnal colour, if you like. Which I really liked, the way they sort of separated everything out with that. So for me, the story is about being true to yourself, and it's about embracing the gifts that you have and not letting anybody put you down. And I think that's a really important point to take away from it, and it really resonates throughout the whole series, really, not just this one film. And like I said before, I think it's the intimacy of the story that I really enjoy from all three films. Now to what I didn't like so much about it. I would say that the ending let down not just this film, but the trilogy as a whole, because, and without giving any sort of spoilers away, it kind of leaves the film open, in a sense, for them to continue the sort of franchise and to be a bit more studio-minded about it, and just keep recycling the same idea and I didn't really like that. I felt that it should have been a trilogy, it should have ended, and it should have been nice and neatly wrapped up and tied off. Which I suppose you could argue with me, and if you do think so, comment below. If you think I'm completely wrong, or if you agree, comment below and let me know. I'd love to know. But to the scores, what would I give it? I don't know. I would give Glass a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely worth a watch, and especially if you've seen the other two and you really like the other two, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think the pacing's a lot slower than the other two, and it's a bit more psychological, but yeah, enjoyed it. So let's see what my inner geek thought.
Like Kevin turns into the beast, I'm back. Only the thing is, I'm not the douche. See, he was going on about all the things that were, let's just say, wrong with Glass, but I think he's wrong. See, he was talking about the ending of Glass being, leaving it open for more films and this whole wider universe thing which we are currently seeing with Marvel and DC, and I love all those films so much. I have a feeling that that's not what's going on here. Because in a way, I feel like the ending, it does indeed wrap it up, but is left open for audience interpretation about what's going to transpire next in this universe. One of the things I like is they really show the kind of the mastermindness of Mr. Glass in this film, and when you see it you'll understand, because at first it seems, what? But then when it comes to the revelation point you're like, oh, so that's what. But like he said, major props go out to James McAvoy for all the roles he plays, all the different personalities, the fact that he's able to, there's not like a cut when he changes personality. He changes on the fly several times during a single take. He changes personalities several times during one take, which again is masterfully portrayed by James McAvoy. He gets the air high five. Scores. Now, I am going to give the film a 9 out of 10 because of the flawless portrayal of all the characters from all the actors. That's it for this review. Don't forget, look forward for the next one. Now remember, like and subscribe. Click that button down there, or I'll send the beast after you. I'm the Inner Geek. Embrace your own.
If you'd like to see more videos like this, click here. Or if you'd like to see other content that we create, click here. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe by clicking here. Thanks.